Once upon a time, in a bookshop in Edinburgh. Through the time that I lived in Edinburgh, I always found it to be an incredibly transient city, so strangely fairytale-like that it felt at times like walking through a daydream. It is a city of stories and storytelling, and in the words of Macaulay Smith, a city of shifting light, of changing skies, of sudden vistas. A city so beautiful it breaks the heart again and again. And it's true, my heart was broken in Edinburgh, yet it's also where I experienced deep emotional healing and fell in love with my husband. It seems appropriate then that we've returned for the sake of another love story, the wedding of a dear childhood friend. Before we get into that though, Peter and I decided to come through to Edinburgh a couple of days early to get a change of scene and a taste of nostalgia. As I work remotely, I took the opportunity to settle down in a magical bookshop on Princes Street. Drinking in a view of Edinburgh Castle along with my coffee, it was hard not to feel inspired. Hello, so I have just arrived at the Airbnb and it is so quiet. Sorry about this mic, by the way, it's all I've got, so it's a wee bit dodgy, but hopefully it's better audio quality than if I was using the normal camera. Also, my camera's died, so I'm recording on my phone, so sorry if the video quality isn't as good, but I'm doing my best with what I've got. It's so quiet here. I think that sometimes it's easy to not realise how much we need a sense of quiet until we walk into a peaceful space and our soul just goes. I think that can be easy to get so caught up in all the busyness and the to-dos and the buzz of whatever's going on in our lives that we don't even realise how stressed we actually are. This is something that I've been thinking about quite a lot recently because I didn't think I was stressed. I was feeling very content in my life and feeling very at ease for the most part, but the stress was coming out at night time when I was getting disturbed sleep, just waking up with a jolt, feeling really panicky for no apparent reason. And I'm kind of starting to realise that my perception of stress is probably a bit skewed because I've had some intensely stressful, I'd almost go as far as to say traumatic experiences in my life, which mean that when I do experience just normal levels of stress, I think, oh well, this isn't too bad. I'm not having a mental breakdown. I'm still more or less coping, even if I'm feeling a wee bit And so I don't do anything about it, and then it can kind of get worse and worse under the surface. But actually, I do need to slow down. I do need to take some space and some peace and quiet. which is what I'm hoping that this next week or two is going to be. Peter and I have come through to Edinburgh for a few days. We've got a wedding at the weekend on the East Coast, but before that we just decided, you know what, we're just gonna get an Airbnb, just get a bit of a change of scene, and oh boy, I'm realising how much I needed it. So yeah, it's good to slow down a little bit. I thought that this weekend might end up being another busy thing amongst all the other busy things, but I think that sometimes taking a change of scene and... Sorry, I'm just listening to the bird song, it's really nice. Taking some time to slow down and appreciate beauty can really help the soul just kind of ease off a bit. At least I'm hoping it does. I'll let you know how I get on. So this evening, Peter and I are going to go for a hike up Arthur's Seat. For anyone who's not familiar with Edinburgh, Arthur's Seat is just a lovely, great big hill in the middle of Edinburgh. Beautiful views. It's a big country park. So it's a chance to just get away, get some perspective. And then tomorrow we're going to go to the seaside, spend a night there, and hopefully in the morning maybe go for a wild swim, weather permitting. And then a nice wedding in the evening on a country estate. So it'll be quite a wholesome weekend, I think. And then the week after next week, we're going down to England again to get a bit of a change of scene and get a proper holiday and rest. And that will be a hiking holiday as well. So I will take you guys along with me then. I think that's more or less all that I've got to say. Peter will get back, we'll get dinner, we'll go for a hike. Arthur's Seat, my dear friend, I didn't know how I missed you until I returned. This humble hill has been a journaling haven, a symbol of overcoming, a perspective shifter, a matchmaker, and an angel pulling me closer to God. I have laughed here and cried here, got lost in the dark here, yet always found my way back home. Much in the way that we got a bit lost on this particular evening and didn't end up back at the Airbnb until nearly midnight. The next day I decided to go the scenic route along the Royal Mile to another special place, my old university union. So much has changed in the last 2 years since I graduated, but it's felt so special to walk the old roads, catch up with old friends and enjoy Edinburgh in a new season. I think it's important to return to places of the past if we're able to, because to return to an old home is to return to an old part of ourselves, a reminder both of who we once were and a chance for gratitude of how far we've come.
Try to spread my wings so I can fly. Oh, and the darkness starts to fade. Feels like things are gonna go my way. I'm gonna let the sun shine in the day. I'm gonna let the past be filled with smoke, and I will try to fix what has been broken. Take this weight off my shoulders, 'cause I know yesterday ain't coming back. I'm gonna let the past stay in the cold. I will listen to the ocean, let its unsaid words be spoken, and I'll let my mind be carried by the waves.
Finally, the day of the wedding arrived and we awoke by the seaside. After dressing up to the nines, we came to the Carberry Tower house where the wedding was to be held. I didn't know quite what to expect, but honestly, it took my breath away. The place was at once ancient, having been built in the 1400s, yet also with a freshness that lightened the soul. We walked through verdant gardens to a chapel and were blessed to witness the union of two beautiful souls.
With the joining of hands and the giving and receiving of rings, I pronounce that they are husband and wife.
The next morning we just had to explore. The castle, as intimate as it was majestic, has a rich royal and Christian heritage, and it was wonderful to see it maintained in such good condition. Though it had everything from royal bedrooms to suits of armour, there was one room in particular that caught our attention. This is the kind of library that Peter and I dream of having one day. I could do with some book recommendations though, so do let me know in the comments what your favourite story is.
The door to open and a secret passage to be revealed.
Remember to like the video, and if you're new, welcome. Do be sure to subscribe for future stories. Until next time, it was lovely to have you here.